Hello, Gemini, and welcome to Fifi and Gigi's Tarot Reading. Gemini, thank you very much for joining me. Hope you're all doing absolutely amazing. So what are we doing this week, Gemini? No contact update. Let's get an update with this whole thing of no communication, the silence treatment. What's really going on? So Gemini, take what resonates with you and what doesn't. Just leave it behind. We're going to get an update with what's really going on. Let's get your energy. Let's look at why there's still no contact and what's likely next to happen too. And of course, any advice for you, Gemini. So we're going to be covering quite a lot here today, Gemini. So let's get started. I will be using the Tarot of Owls. Of course, any of the tarot cards that you do see and you want to purchase, it's down below in the description box. Okay, Gemini. Just a quick look behind the deck. We do have the Knight of Cups, Gemini. We know that this is considered the most romantic night. Four of Swords. We need rest. Gemini energy. Excellent. The Magician. That is a card of manifestation. The Fool telling you to go for it. So let's start with you, Gemini. Let's have a look. Where are you emotionally, mentally? Where do you stand regarding this person? We have the Ten of Cups. So Gemini, there's definitely a big part of you that still love this person. Emotionally, there's still a part of you that even though there may be, no contact, you kind of like wish that things would just go back to the way they were. Happy home life, happy pets, happy home, everything. So there is still a part of you that do longs to be with this person. There's a part of you that still wants to be emotionally connected with this person. So you're not letting go, Gemini. Despite what there is no contact, you're not ready to let go just yet. You probably have a good reason why, because I can already see with the Ten of Cups, this was quite an emotional, fulfilling connection that you had with this person. Let's look at your person. Wow. I'm going to say that they feel exactly the same way with the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles, it's a beautiful card. It's someone that's surrounded by luxury too. And see, we have you, Gemini, you have a card that's more reflecting with emotions, while your person is reflecting more with material objects too. It's not a bad thing though. It's not at all. But I feel like at the same time, they're trying to somehow practice a bit of self-love for themselves during this period of no contact. They may be splurging money on themselves. They may be buying certain things online to make them feel good, to help them during this troubled time of no contact. It's not a bad card at all. They're just trying to handle it in the best way possible. But they do reflect on you, Gemini, absolutely. So I feel like you brought the best version of them. What do they wish they could have said to you? Oh my God, look at this, the Lovers. So what do they wish? Unspoken thoughts or hidden truths? I feel like your person wishes to say that they love you, that you are their life partner, that you, Gemini, match and mirror them. Look at this beautiful closeness. These two beautiful owls together, just being together. And I feel like this is what this person wishes or hopes to say to you. I feel like they wish that they could just hold you. Just be together. So your person still has really good intentions for you, Gemini. I can already see that. Yeah, they miss you. There's no other way to say it. They really do miss you. I feel like if they miss you, I'm wondering if this is them coming to you with the Knight of Cups. Remember, the Knight of Cups is all about changes and offers coming your way, Gemini. Let's have a look. You have the Ace of Wands. Then the only reason why there is still no contact is because no one's really reached out to say, okay, can we move on? Is there someone here that's holding a grudge? Because the Ace of Wands is all about action. Now, the reason why there's still no contact because no one has taken action. This is an action card, Gemini, the Ace of Wands. This is all about, okay, yep, if your person, as an example, wants to be with you, they have to take action. They have to do something. And what I'm seeing here is inaction. There's a lot of daydreaming. There's a lot of beautiful thoughts about you. But if your person wants to be able to take action and reconnect with you, they've got to take action. That's the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands encourages whoever we are reading for to take action, to go for it, to feel the fear and do it anyway. They're too afraid right now with the Nine of Swords. With the Nine of Swords, your person is going to delay reaching out to you because of the Nine of Swords. They're not sleeping well at night. They don't know how you're going to react, Gemini. They don't know what you will say or do. On the Nine of Swords, I mean, this card literally speaks for itself. It's a card of stress, anxiety, depression, the fear of the unknown, uncertainty. You know, this person is not daydreaming. They are manifesting nightmares here. The swords are pointing down. They're not ready to talk. They're not ready to do anything yet. This is why nothing is happening. No action because of too many thoughts, rumination, going over and over again. Thinking isn't doing. This is the problem right here, unfortunately. So, what's the advice for you, Gemini, moving forward? What do we have? There you are, Gemini, the King of Swords. And if we look at the King of Swords, Gemini, your sword is pointing up. And I feel the energy here is encouraging you to make the first move, to talk. If you still feel like the Ten of Cups for your person, you can talk to them so that you can. Remember, Geminis, you are the queens and kings of communication. When you go into a room, you can strike up a conversation. Geminis are known to do that. By the end of the night, Gemini has another 50 friends on their Facebook. They literally have everything, and they have like maybe 10 numbers. Geminis are literally I'm going to say the flirts when it comes to communications. In a good way, of course. So Gemini, yes, it's definitely okay for you to reach out. Your person, they're not ready. They're not going through the best of time because I feel like they don't know what's going to happen in the future. They don't know. We're going to clarify, Gemini. We're going to go a little bit further and deeper into this reading. Overall, this reading is not too bad. It's actually quite okay, but we need to get more clarity. So I'm going to grab this tarot deck and let's find out a little bit more. What else should Gemini know, please, regarding this no contact update? What should Gemini know? What else does Gemini need to know? The Ten of Cups. Also the Five of Swords. You love your person, but at the same time, Gemini, you've been dealing with someone here that's been a little bit toxic, someone that's been a bit selfish, someone that has, it's my way or the highway. And that's what's caused the no contact. Your person knows that. Your person knows what they have done. Very important though, Gemini, during this time that you do keep your positive thoughts elevated. It's very easy to fall into a negative expectancy, a negative frame. Very easy. I get it. It's how we are wired. But do understand that with the Five of Swords, Gemini, you went into this connection with the best intentions, of course. Unfortunately, I feel like you've been dealing with the blows of your person's attitude and their behavior. Think about this. This is a selfish card. It's arrogance. It's someone that my way or the highway, me, me, me. They don't consider your thoughts or your opinions. You contribute and it's quickly disregarded. No. And I feel like Gemini, I get it. Like even I feel like some of you have turned a blind eye because you love this person so much. But at the same time, I feel like this cannot happen anymore. The Nine of Pentacles. Also with the Page of Wands, your person wants to message you. And the Nine of Wands, again, that's another action card. They want to message you. They feel like there's like a necessity to message you. They probably already have messaged you. Some of you may have received some text messages from your person, and it could have been something like a like in a post. They may have DM'd you. It could have been something simple, but it's small communication. They do wish they could have said, "I love you." I feel like there's a lot of emotions that they really want to express to you, Gemini, and they will with the Knight of Wands in their own time and in their own way. Gemini, I feel like somehow in the future they may reveal more to you. I feel like also that they're afraid of even taking action, like especially with the Knight of Wands. It's like, I wish I had the courage. I wish I had the strength and the courage to go up to Gemini and say what I feel. There's a lot of wishful thinking here because in this section, we're talking about what they wish they could have said to you. And right now, what I'm feeling from them is that I wish I said this to Gemini. I wish I said this in the moment at that time. So they do have a lot of good wishes for you, Gemini. A lot of feelings. They're still attracted to you. They still feel passionate towards you. Ace of Wands. Your person needs to take action. Your person needs to take action if they want this to start to move. They're afraid though. Now we have the Five of Wands. Now the reason why there is still no contact because there's been unresolved issues with arguments, disagreements. There may have been more than one person involved in this connection that has caused separation or no contact. There could be family, friends, someone here that may have intervened. It could be your person's Five of Swords here, their attitude, their behavior that gets in the way here. And, you could actually almost say that there's a bit of stubbornness here in the sense, I'm not going to say something first. I'm not going to be the one to first reach out. Unfortunately. So another reason why there's still no contact is because of unresolved issues. It's the fights, the arguments. No one is compromising here. If you look at this card, there's no compromisation. No one's meeting in the middle. But we do need to take action though. I mean, that's the thing. These are all action cards. This is something that we need to do. This is something that we need to handle. Now, if we look at your person again, they have the fear of the unknown. They've got nightmares here. What else can you tell me? And here we go. Here is your person, Gemini. Here we have the King of Wands, ruled by Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. Now, the thing is about the King of Wands, they are proactive. They're not the type to sit back and wait for things to happen. No, they get things done, but their own mind is becoming their worst enemy. Their ego is standing in the way of them taking action. That's what it is. So what I'm seeing here, Gemini, from your person is a lot of wishful thinking, but their own mind their fears are getting in the way of them taking action. If we look at you, Gemini, you're seen as the King of Swords. You're being very nostalgic, Gemini. You're thinking about the good times, the better times, those days that were absolutely wonderful, very innocent, very playful. However, Gemini, I need to remind you that you are the ruler when it comes to manifestation. You have all the tools and the resources to do anything. Let me remind you that you have all the tools to do anything. So if you want to reach out to your person and you want to start the communication again, you can, absolutely. However, please remember, this needs to be resolved. Arguments. You can take action. Absolutely you can, Gemini. This needs to be resolved because this is still happening. This is getting in the way. Fights, the disagreements. And for this to work, your person needs to meet you in the middle at least. They need to be able to compromise. They need to. If I keep going, don't lose sight, Gemini, of hope. You have the star, Aquarius energy. This can definitely work out, absolutely. Try not to think so much. Like, in other words, just like the Four of Cups, try not to think so much about the past or the things that went wrong. Think about the things that you really want now. Let's start to shift. Let's tell ourselves a different story. Let's not think of so much of a victim mentality. Let's think of now path of a hero. In other words, Gemini, what are you going to do about this? Because you can take action. You can actually contact your person. This needs to be addressed though. If your person is not willing to compromise with you, that is their loss. Because I know, Gemini, especially with the star, that you're doing everything in your power to make this work. You know, Geminis are known to contribute. They're great team players. And it's going to rely on your person if they are willing to compromise. And as I can already see, look at this, the Nine of Swords. If your person had a clear conscience, they would not have the Nine of Swords, where they're getting nightmares, they're worried. Your person knows that they have contributed to this. They know that. And they have to be willing to compromise also with you, Gemini, if we want to make this work. So if I had to wrap this up, Gemini, I don't feel that your person is going to take action. They're not, because of the Nine of Swords. They may message you here and there, but when it comes to the real deal, and facing things head on, Gemini, I feel like you're most likely going to do that, because I feel like, Gemini, you want your answers. You want to know, can this work? Can we give this another shot? Are we willing to compromise? I feel like you're going to be the one, Gemini, to, in other words, take the next step, the big next step, to see if there's still a chance for this relationship. So if you notice something here, also, Gemini, the cards are not even saying yes or no to this relationship. What they are saying with these cards, this needs to be addressed. If this can be resolved, the issues, definitely this has a chance, absolutely. But it's going to take you, Gemini, to approach this situation like the King of Swords, this particular king, because the King of Swords approaches the situation with logic, not with emotions. They approach the situation also with clear intentions, realistic expectancy. Think of the King of Swords like a lawyer. How would a lawyer approach this situation? Because this is what the King of Swords is usually a politician, someone that's a soldier, a doctor, someone that's very logical. They approach the situation with truth, not with imagination. So if we approach the situation with truth and we find out from our person, are they willing to compromise, then absolutely there is a chance. So Gemini, like I said, if you do want to save this, you can step up and make the conversation happen right now. Thank you very much, Gemini, for joining me. I hope you have a fantastic week. And of course, Gemini, over to you. Bye for now, Gemini.